Howdy to my 3 million% community. I just wanted to reach out and I guess share something with you. Today, I got to share with the Rockwall Area Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors what was going on with 3 million% and what was going on with the 3 million% growth groups. As you know, we have started this within the Rockwall Area Chamber of Commerce, and it's kind of become my lab, I guess, as to how to do better, how to grow businesses better using the 3 million% process. But I got to share with them the story behind it and how it kind of came to be. And the cool part is the stats that we now have after doing this 2 semesters. We can see progress. We can see progress in the numbers. But just to kind of catch you up, if you haven't been familiar with this, back in 2016, I was on the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors here in Rockwall, and I had noticed an emotional leak that we had a certain amount of businesses leaving every month. And the reason they gave for leaving was they said the chamber has never done anything for me. I'm not getting anything out of it. And I went to our president at the time and said, "Hey, I'm noticing these people leaving, and I think I know how to fix it. If we could just teach them how to use the chamber." Because a lot of times, most of the time, businesses join a chamber of commerce and they know why they join the chamber and they know what they hope to get out of it, but they don't have any idea how to use it, or at least how best to use it. They do pieces and parts and try to attend some events and stuff like that. But if they don't get business, they give up. So I wrote this book, 3 million%, because it was the process that I used to grow my business by 3 million% within the first 12 months of being here in Rockwall, where I didn't know a single person in town. And that was pretty significant. At the time, I didn't know how significant, but it was the proof of concept for this process. And I had just, in the book, I took everything that I had been doing pretty much my whole career. I'm a financial advisor. I've been doing this for 16 years now. And so I just took what I learned and put it in book format, and then I started mentoring. Actually, before I even put it in a book, I was just mentoring other businesses how to do what I was doing, and that deepened my relationship with them, that elevated my profile within the community, that leveraged networks, that built immediate credibility. That was a big thing, was the immediate credibility in an established community. So those that were doing the process started learning from each other as well. And they would share stories with each other about what was working for them. And I would even take their stories and share those stories with other people, and it would work for them as well. So after about mentoring about 20 businesses at a time, and this is about 2017, and even my wife Heather had piloted this growth group concept where we took 10 businesses and tried to mentor them individually, but use their stories and experiences to help each other as well. We took concepts from masterminds. We took concepts from the large church format where you have life groups, community groups, stuff like that. We call this growth groups. They use that term in other structures as well. But to this end, within the Chamber of Commerce, we would put together about 10 businesses at a time and make a semester of it where they go through the book. They go through the 5 keys of the 3 million% process. So it's a 6-month program where the first month is like a social gathering. They get to know one another. And then the first instructional month is key 1, where they go into deepening relationships quickly. How do I do that within the chamber? What do I need to be doing? And then key 2 would be elevating their profile within the community. That's becoming a thought leader. But engagement versus participation, becoming visible and memorable. And then we get into leveraging networks with key 3. And that is not so much a networking thing. What that is, because in my opinion, networking groups People go into those groups, what's in it for me? What can you give me? What are you going to do for me? And if it doesn't work, they leave. And they usually end up getting frustrated anyway because so and so's not doing enough to generate enough referrals, so I don't like them or I don't want to work with them. And really, you see that a lot. So, the concept paradigm shift here is that we go into this. I used Zig Ziglar's quote to kind of develop this whole model. You can have anything you want in life if you'll help enough other people get what they want in life. And so I just started doing that. And now we're training other people to do that. They're seeing it through example, they're living it now, and now they're sharing that with each other. So when they go into leveraging networks, when they go into networking events, what they're doing is they're looking for ways to grow other businesses. Because if they can do that, that's going to deepen their relationship with that business. That's going to elevate their profile within the community. They're going to be immediately seen as different. What's different about you? And then they're going to be developing such a deep referral source, or such a deep relationship with that person that they're trying to get 1 to 2 levels deep in their networks, so that instead of seeing everyone at an event as a potential client, you're looking at them as a potential referral source. And so if you do that long enough and consistently enough, be persistent and consistent, eventually you can turn the whole chamber into a referral source for you. So you're no longer dependent upon chamber staff to send you business, or trying to get others to just send you business because they feel sorry for you, something like that. You want people that know, like, and trust you, and that they want what's best for their referrals that they're sending you, so they send them to you. Okay. And then we get into the building immediate credibility part. That really, the secret to that was mentoring. When I moved to Rockwall, I'm an independent financial advisor, so I didn't have a big name of a bank or brokerage firm to help me to build that credibility. So I had to do that on my own. And my shortcut to that, I created proficiency in building that credibility by mentoring other businesses. And so in doing that, they became really interested in who I was and what I was doing and how I was doing it. So they started referring others to me, if nothing else, just to get to know them, just to get to know how I could help them too. And so it became bigger than the financial world. It became bigger than just business. It became a deep relationship where we're all trying to help one another. And then lastly, on the last key, was establishing community. So in doing all of this other stuff, what it was doing is I want to say it was tightening the fabric of our community. You could feel that the weave of that fabric tighten with every growth group meeting. I like to say that it's like an undercurrent of energy capped by hope and expectation and excitement. It's really so neat to experience these growth groups. Now, in the board meeting, I got to share stats. I got to share stats of what we've done. So we did the broad launch of growth groups with the Rockwall Chamber in June of 2018. And we had 60 businesses sign up to participate. And at the time, it was free. We didn't really know what to expect or how to do it best. And so we've been learning as we go. And in so doing, we learned that it is better to charge people for this, because then they have skin in the game. They have a financial accountability. And so, and we're taking people who had not experienced growth groups before and trying to teach them before they were facilitating groups. And now that we have experienced growth group leaders leading this, and they're taught to recruit and develop retention within the chamber, because it only helps their business to grow. They're talking about the individual who's doing the leadership. And so it's been really neat, because we had 60 businesses sign up when it was free. And then here this next semester, starting in January 2019, what we had was we just hit 60 today. We had 60 businesses sign up, and they're paying $50 for the semester. And that's really neat because there's that financial accountability there now. They're paying for a book, a 3 million% book, but they're also paying for a workbook that is the curriculum behind the discussion. It is really the discussion guide, but in that you get group discussion questions, you get a recap of the chapter, but you also get an action plan of what you could be doing every month, or every growth group meeting month, what you could be doing within the chamber. And I kept it pretty general so that it would apply to any chamber, depending upon their events, though. And then we have a place where you're going to put who's going to keep you accountable to that. And so we want you to keep yourself accountable by putting people in place to hold you accountable. And so let me get to these stats real quick. By the way, the structure of this is industry specific. We didn't want to overlap industries within each group. We try to keep it around 10, and they're broadly diverse industries. So I didn't want like natural referral sources in the same group. So for me being a financial advisor, I didn't necessarily want a CPA or an attorney in the group, an estate planning attorney in the group. That would be a natural referral source for me. So I wanted to develop those relationships in retail, in the health and fitness arena, in the coaching industry, in senior care, just broad, diverse industries. So we've got service organizations. We've even got nonprofits in there. We've even got franchise. We've got, oh man, it's just very diverse now. And then, let's see, we made their decisions. They chose which group they were in based on their availability of date and time, day and time. So we use like second and third Mondays, and second and third Fridays. So we have a group that meets second Monday 11 to 1, or second Monday 4 to 6, or second Friday 11 to 1. And we could make it, we could adjust accordingly. But that's how the members are signing up, is by the time and day that they're available to commit. We didn't necessarily reveal who the leaders of those groups are, but if they were recruited by a leader, that leader would just say, hey, you need to put down this day and time because that's the group I'm leading. So that's how we accomplished that. But let me get to these stats. So we just had 60 businesses sign up paying $50 per semester to learn how to make the most proficient use of their Chamber of Commerce investment. And so 23 of those are returning from last semester. 36 of those are, well, now 37 of those are new members. And then this is where it gets exciting for me. 10 businesses joined the Rockwall Area Chamber of Commerce only to participate in growth groups. They were recruited by businesses who have had success in the growth groups, and those successful businesses that have been in the growth groups before have now taken on a mentoring role with the businesses that they brought in, and they're going to hold them accountable and facilitate and help them plug into networks and helping them deepen relationships, helping them elevate their profile within the community, help them build credibility and establish that community. So this is neat for me because of those 10 members that joined that joined just to be in the growth groups, 2 were from Grapevine, 1 from Dallas. We had 1 from Frisco, 1 from Farmersville. I think we had 2 from Plano. So it's been really neat to see our chamber members reach outside of Rockwall County and pull people into our chamber. And what else is interesting about this is we all post stuff on Facebook about it. Not many other chambers have this excitement around what's happening. And so our members are posting about this, and others are noticing from other chambers. And so they're joining our chamber just to be a part of this. And then their plan is to take a leadership role and take this program into their chamber. and that means a lot to that business. We've even are spreading into. Uh, we had Garland open up this week. Rowlett is going to open up next week. We've got Galveston. We've got a member of our growth groups here that moved to Galveston who is trying to open some things up there. We've got it's spreading pretty quickly, and it's spreading through the book, but the growth group stuff is coming, and so we're trying to develop our proficiencies in that. And we're trying to line up a consultant who's going to help me with that. And anyway, we have a lot of excitement around this. But I just wanted to share this with you, and let you see, let you feel what that's like. It is so exciting to feel these growth groups kick off. It's not just something that happens; it's an event. It feels good to see them so excited to grow using their Chamber of Commerce membership. And this doesn't even have to apply to a Chamber of Commerce. This could be done in any group outside of this. The process is just that simple that you could apply it in a franchise, you could apply it in a nonprofit, you could apply it in a speaking group, even a collegiate campus, schools could do this. So, anyway, I look forward to sharing more with you about this, and I will be sharing more with you about this. So, stay tuned for what comes next. God bless.